After a year of renovations, the Valentine not only shed the word museum from its name, but it also made some space for more of Richmond's history. The program's main goal is to make sure that the kids have a nutritious meal, including fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Northside Vibes has a circulation of 1,000. Flavor launched her first paper with only $22 in an office space provided by an adult education program called the Dream Academy. The group uses meetup.com to tell members and prospective hikers about future events and hikes. The AAFA calculates the allergy capitals by tallying up the pollen levels, the amount of allergy medicines brought and prescribed, and the number of board-certified allergists in the area. According to the National Highway Transportation and Safety Administration, drivers are 6 times more likely to have an accident while texting and driving than while driving intoxicated. Rome wasn't built in a day, but the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts is managing to construct a to-scale 3D model of the Forbidden City overnight. Thanks to the success of their first crowdfunding venture, the VMFA has raised over $61,000 for their exhibition fund. Crowdfunding typically uses the internet in order to raise small amounts of funding from a large number of people. Tom Zidell says the money is going towards supporting exhibits like the Forbidden City model and many more to come.
When we found out that we were going to have the 3D printers here and that we were going to build a 3D model of the Forbidden City, we thought it was a perfect opportunity to take this new technology and jump into a digital fundraising sphere.
The museum partnered with Razoo.com to generate online fundraising for their exhibitions. The goal was originally set at $40,000 and then increased to $45,000. Vilma Siegel says she enjoys the exhibitions and thinks the crowdfunding was a great idea.
To fund this project, it takes a lot of effort and money, and I'm all for it. It's really a wonderful idea.
The campaign received over 250 individual donations anywhere from Bonaire to Barcelona. A Chinese-American wholesale company also gave a match gift of $25,000. Traditionally, the museum has relied upon conventional mail and print fundraising campaigns. So this crowdfunding initiative bridged a gap in generational giving methods.
It actually came kind of half from new donors and half from our donors who have been with us for a long time. So it was kind of a nice mix.
Though burlesque began in 1840s Europe as a comical way of poking fun at lowbrow society, it has certainly come a long way since then.
So it kind of highlights what it is to perform and be the art of the tease, because it's not just, one-dimensional. It's very multi-dimensional. So we have a multi-dimensional art display for it.
The wonderful, fantastic Gallery 5.
Some of Richmond's burlesque troupes teamed up with Gallery 5 for a one-of-a-kind art exhibit. Dancers, sequins, and no shortage of feathers were spared. A crowd formed to see the costumes available for purchase and photographs of local burlesque celebrities.
The outfits are incredible, the people are incredible, all the art, it's so out there, it's very Richmond.
Some local performers say the Richmond burlesque scene initiated their interest in the art.
I'd never really gotten into burlesque much until I actually saw a show in Richmond.
Vendors also came to promote burlesque classes and sell costumes and Valentine's Day gifts. Since before the debut of Gallery 5, burlesque has been a fundamental part of the capital city art scene. The Art of Tease exhibit opens this Friday to celebrate burlesque with displays of fun props and costumes. One woman and a computer. Dion Flavor created Northside Vibes to cover positive news that oftentimes does not make prime time.
The media would cover or feature negative news. We would miss out on all the positive news.
Nanny Carter has been living in Northside for over 50 years. She says the paper opened her eyes to good aspects of the neighborhood as opposed to the bad ones that she's used to.
The bad things was outweighing the good things, but there's still a lot of good going on in this neighborhood.
Northside Vibes has a circulation of 1,000. Flavor launched her paper with just $22 in an office space provided by an adult education program called the Dream Academy. According to an article in the Virginia online news site called The Examiner, Richmond crime rates have actually gone down since 10 years ago. Richmond went down to 49 from 114 in 2004. Though the paper is only in its second monthly edition, Flavor has high hopes for community involvement in the future.
Well, we haven't had a newspaper for this deserving community in quite some time, many, many years. So in conducting my research and becoming a resident of North Side of Richmond, I thought, what a great way to share my gifts and talents.
Talent she hopes to continue to share with the North Side community. For VCU Insight, I'm Bria White. The James River Hikers are taking stride with a growing number of members. Since Dennis Busey took over as the group's president, membership is at an all-time high.
We hit 1,525 members of James River Hikers. It's been going on now for about 2 years and 7 months. It's kind of remarkable.
The hikers explore some of Richmond's natural and historical areas. The group uses Meetup.com to tell members and prospective hikers about future events and hikes. Meetup.com notifies the hikers at least once a week when to strap on their shoes and meet up. Some members join to exercise and others join to learn about Richmond. Jean Sweeney joined for another reason.
Well, there's plenty of places to hike, but not a lot of people to do it with.
Busey says the membership's success is due to one thing they all have in common.
There's 1,500 plus people that are they're all from Richmond. And the only thing that we really have in common is that we like to go hiking. So I think
this is my first meetup.
This is our first meetup. Yeah. So I mean.
For VCU News, I'm Bria White. Many pet owners are breaking the law without even knowing it.
It's a Class 4 misdemeanor, which comes with a fine up to $250.
Hi, baby.
Leah Hamrick and Ziggy are unknowingly living on the edge.
No, I have not heard about the pet registration.
Richard Stewart, the field supervisor for the Animal Care and Control, says,
a lot of people actually don't realize that in the city of Richmond, cats are also required to be licensed.
Just like Hamrick, tens of thousands of dogs and cats are unregistered. Registration is proof to the city that your pooch or kitten has been spayed or neutered and is up to date on all important shots.
There's no going back once you have rabies, so it's a very important vaccination, obviously, and that's why it's state mandated that all dogs and cats get rabies vaccination.
Ivy Carter says that she feels safer knowing that her Sydney is registered.
Just in case he may get stolen, that we have him registered and somebody may bring him into the hospital or whatever.
For just $10 a year, pet owners can register their animals at the Richmond Animal and Control. The money goes towards funding for humane treatment for many animals. You can easily register online or even by mail. For VCU News, I'm Bria White. With the new school year underway, Ebony Nelson prepares her daughter Kennedy's lunch for the next day, despite knowing they qualify for free lunches at school.
I have already planned to send her to school with her lunches, packaged from home.
Over 70% of Richmond's children are already eligible for free and reduced meals, so it's not a far stretch for the school to join the federal program called the Community Eligibility Provision, which allows free lunches for everyone. School Board Vice Chair Kristen Larson says the program does not only pay off for the children.
The benefits of this program are that we'll reduce administrative costs and students won't have to fill out an application, we won't have to process them, and that on our side it's nearly 15,000 applications.
The program's main goal is to make sure that the kids have a nutritious meal, including fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. The way it works is they count children previously eligible for the program, then give an extra percentage of the cost to the school. What's left over is paid by individual sales from the cafeteria. In the 2014 budget, $200,408 is expected from the state reimbursement. Though Nelson plans to send her daughter with a lunchbox every day, she can see why other parents would take advantage of the free meals.
There's a lot of kids out here that don't have food to eat at home, and so they want to make sure that they are getting balanced meals while they're at school.
For VCU Insight, I'm Bria White. If you thought you were safe from allergies this year, you could be up for a rude awakening. According to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation's Allergy Capitals report, Richmond residents are living in the 8th worst city in the country for allergies. Raleigh and Gloria Baptiste both thought they were experiencing cold symptoms, but it turns out that this year was their first time having allergies.
Come to find out, I went to the doctor about it, and I found out that I had allergies.
Yeah.
I never had allergy.
Studies done by the Center for Disease Control show that, like the Baptiste, there are increasingly more people developing allergies over the past 30 years. The AAFA calculates the allergy capitals by tallying up the pollen levels, the amount of allergy medicines brought and prescribed, and the number of board-certified allergists in the area. In the past 3 years alone, Richmond has gone from 46th to 22nd and now 8th place in a race where the closer you are to first place doesn't necessarily mean that you've won. The president of the Richmond Allergy and Asthma Specialist, Dr. Lawrence Gelber, says that Richmond is geographically more prone to allergies.
We're really a very highly prevalent area. We're kind of trapped between the mountains and the sea.
According to the CDC, nearly 45 million American allergy sufferers account for 17 million outpatient visits per year.
And I thought I was just having headaches, but then the doctor told me that I had allergies.
For the full spring report, visit allergycapitals.com. This is Bria White with VCU News. It's not a bird, it's not a plane, but it is causing 1.3 million car crashes a year. In 2011, 23% of auto accidents involve cell phones.
Driving habits could be indicative of a drunk driver based on your operation of their vehicle, so the troopers could issue a summons for reckless driving instead of the texting while driving charge.
According to the National Highway Transportation and Safety Administration, drivers are 6 times more likely to have an accident while texting and driving than while driving intoxicated. Though the law does state that drivers can be prosecuted for doing things such as texting and emailing, it is that very language that confuses drivers about what is allowed and what is not.
It'd be kind of difficult for them to tell what you're doing. Like the GPS on your phone and texting, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You still have to type in your information, so I don't know.
Some people are concerned that the language of the law is confusing. If texting and driving isn't allowed, how about Google?
In this case of texting and driving, what happens is as you're operating your vehicle down the road, you can see when somebody is obviously texting a message while they're traveling down the road or reading an email versus looking through a phone trying to